Where are we when we don't even want to get to know people because we low-key expect every person to look like an IG or a supermodel, and as soon as they step out of their Photoshop gallery box, then all of a sudden they're ugly and unattractive.
Dedication, preservation, take a look inside your salvation. Do every good work, it takes patience, like a butterfly, transformation.
Guys, Sophie here back with another video. If you are new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to check the description box because I always put a lot of stuff in there. So what we're going to be talking about today is Megan Thee Stallion, and not in the way that you think, but this is something that I have said on my channel so many times, and I kind of feel like that this is a live and living color version of that. So if you guys don't know, Megan Thee Stallion did an all-natural campaign and a video, photos, I mean just the whole thing on where she did an all-natural campaign. I personally thought that she looked beautiful. The week before that, she had actually posted an all-natural picture. I'll put it here somewhere on her Instagram page, and I thought that she looks absolutely gorgeous. So flash forward, she posts this campaign, and now all of a sudden, I'm going to actually leave Lovely T's video. If you want to watch her full video, then do that. But here is her explaining what happened.
It was just insane. Folks were saying her pictures looked horrible, that she looked like a man. I mean, so many people were clowning Megan all over social media yesterday, all over Twitter.
All right. So now all of a sudden people are calling her manly and all this other type of stuff, which I think is very untrue. Megan Thee Stallion is absolutely pretty with or without makeup. I think this is ridiculous, which is the point that I'm going to get into, is because I feel like social media and this synthesized world that we have built around ourselves in regards to beauty is starting to really come to shape, in my opinion. And that's one thing that I saw with Megan Thee Stallion. I remember when I did the Kevin Samuels video, and I'm going to link it down in the description box.
Because I think that she's a beautiful woman, and I want to say that because I have seen people dragging this woman up and down the internet. And I don't know if it's because society has conditioned us to only look at these Build-A-Bear women who are not realistic, and because what we need to realize is that beauty is subjective. That's my opinion, and that's why I can't get behind a lot of these men who go and be like, oh, you're average at best. Says who? According to what standard? Because I have been ugly to people and I have been beautiful to people, and I'm sure it's like that for most people. Most people have been ugly or beautiful to the person looking at them because beauty is subjective. So
people kind of came for me because if you guys remember when he called that woman average at best, and in that specific video I said, you know, I said I don't think that she's average at best. I thought she was a nice looking woman. I do. And I also said that we are getting so involved in this fake social media world of Photoshop and perfection that now when we see everyday normal people, or even everyday normal people that we would consider above average back in the day, we're starting to just see them as like, oh, she's ugly, or oh, she's average, because we're just so used to being fed what Megan looks like with all of this makeup, with all of this, you know, stuff.
I'm realizing that I don't have to be in full glam every time you see me because I'm just getting more comfortable with myself and more comfortable with my skin, Meg revealed.
You know, it's really sad that we live in a day and age where people claim they want one thing. Oh, all the fakery on Instagram. Oh, all this heavy makeup and fake bodies. And then when somebody tries to give you realness that's unretouched, and I believe she looked just fine, she gets clowned and told, oh, the lighting's horrible, she looks bad, she looks mannish.
And I think what we're doing, especially in regards to relationships, how men see us, how women see ourselves, and particularly how men see women, because I think now in this day and age, men, and I remember one of the dates that I went on, and he was like, oh, I'm so excited to see that you look like your picture, because I had met him online. And then I was like, oh, really? Do you get a lot of women who don't look like their picture? And he was like, yeah, because they have all these filters and blah, 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 right? Which is true. And I also think that you should, you know, look like yourself when online dating. But the bigger thing is that when I was like, okay, so what happened? Oh, I showed up on the date and she didn't look exactly like her picture and I left. And I kind of thought that that was sad, because my whole thing is like, okay, but what if you would have met her and thought that she was the most amazing person in the world? Where are we when we don't even want to get to know people because we low-key expect every person to look like an IG or a supermodel, and as soon as they step out of their Photoshop gallery box, then all of a sudden they're ugly and unattractive, and we want to throw all of these hurls at them that we have never said. Megan Thee Stallion is not known for being ugly. I'm sorry, she's a beautiful girl. I think that's absolutely crazy. I think she was blessed in the genetic department. I was looking at her skin, I was like, she has great skin. I actually think she looks a lot more natural and beautiful without the makeup. When I saw it, I was like, wow, she is a really naturally beautiful and well-proportioned person. But I also think that the reason why people thought otherwise is because we're so used to seeing perfection, especially on her, that now all of a sudden she's ugly.
So a lot of y'all are not really into natural stuff. A lot of y'all are not as deep as y'all try to make it seem. A lot of y'all are just as fake and superficial as the same people that you talk about on Instagram. And I also believe that a section of the population is just literally not been brainwashed to not realize what it is to just have natural beauty, what it is to just look a certain way. Everybody's so used to being fed Photoshop imagery and, overly glamorous pictures with heavy makeup, crazy hairstyles, that when you just have somebody just doing a natural beat, it's ridiculed.
And so what is this going to mean for us as women? And this is something that I'm going to challenge. Look, I'm trying to run from the sun, y'all. I'm sorry if half my face is like this. We're just gonna I don't know if I can adjust it to it doesn't matter. So when it comes to women, what I want to say to you guys is that we have to set a standard for ourselves. I think that you need to definitely look your personal best. But one thing that I don't think that we need to do is we don't need to try to fit into what we see on social media. And I think, especially as of late, and I'm going to leave my video down below on how to be confident. I did that video a while ago that a lot of people seem to like.
See, this is where a lot of y'all are having problems because you're putting your weight too much on a worldly view of beauty. And at the end of the day, who says what is beautiful anyway? Who says? Who determines that? Like, that changes every century. But if you're consistent in how you are, and if your heart is pure, and if you are content in the person that God made you, then that's all the self-esteem that you're gonna need.
I think as of late, I have definitely been getting more inbox messages for people who struggle with this. And it's very sad. I mean, and the crazy thing about it is you're comparing yourself to something that's not real. And I know that it seems like, oh, but it looks real because but it's not real. And a lot of women feel like they have to live up to this expectation of fake. And if they don't live up to this expectation of fake, then they're never going to get a man. Which brings me to the problem on the man side is that, too, a man feels like a lot of women should look fake. Because this is what a lot of men follow on Instagram. They follow a lot of, all right, guys, this son. They follow a lot. I feel so stupid like this, though. Like, okay. They follow a lot of fake women with fake bodies. And so a lot of women feel like they have to live up to that expectation. And a lot of men feel like women should live up to that expectation too. Because guess what? A lot of women every day are trying to live up to that expectation. But that's the thing. It's impossible. Like, even if you say, okay, I want to look at an Instagram person and I want to, do all of this stuff to myself. Most people are not going to afford the means to get extensive plastic surgery to make themselves look like somebody completely different. That's what's reality. But I think that even, like I was saying, when I went on that date, that's one thing that I saw was that the expectation was very skewed in the sense that if you don't look like a perfectly photoshopped version of yourself, and I see you in person, then now there's some element of disappointment to that. And now I feel like you're not worthy when really you could be a completely normal looking person. But because all of this electronic blah, blah, blah has told us something different, we feel everyone should look like that, but that's just not reality. And I think that that's just one of the sad things that I saw about Megan, where it really clicked on me. Like, you guys, we see Megan all the time. She has an on and popping Instagram. We know what she looked like. And you guys are acting like, or not you guys, because probably not y'all, but you know what I mean? Like, everybody was sitting here acting shocked. Like, oh, she's so this, she's so this, she's so this. And it just goes to show that even the people that we idolize their beauty can be called out on any given day when somebody, and these people could be anybody, feels like they don't meet a quote unquote standard of beauty, even if with some foundation on she does. And this is what we need to get out of. Now, can we change the whole world? No. But as women, stop comparing yourself to these people. Because like I said, if Megan can get dragged, if a man decides to drag you because you don't look like an Insta-thought, excuse my language, I shouldn't say that. If a man decides to drag you because you don't look like an Instagram model, then he's not the man. I think that we also as women collectively need to force, yes, I said force, men to look for something deeper in us. I think the reason why men or why we feed into this is because women feed into it, right? It's like we become, we do, blah, blah, blah. And so therefore, this is what men expect. We go through all of this waist training. I mean, just all of these unrealistic things in order to make ourselves more appealing when I just said they're unrealistic. But the thing about it is that men are starting to become used to it, but it's not reality. I say, I got some arm fat. I will lift my arm up in a heartbeat. I got, I always say, even I have a curvier body type, but because I think that what we are doing to our society is it's just becoming, like when I saw it, I was like, so this is where we're at now. We're calling Megan Thee Stallion ugly because she wanted to do a campaign where she promoted natural beauty, where she looks naturally beautiful with a great body. And now all of a sudden y'all are dragging her like she's a werewolf. Are we being serious? And I just kind of felt like, for me personally, this is what really triggered, like, okay, in society, we definitely have a standard of beauty problem where we have now made ourselves or have the ability to make ourselves appear to be very perfect on whatever app we're on, and we're not perfect. And then when we step outside of that perfection, all of a sudden people are, when we step out of that perfection and all of a sudden we're ugly. So however you can reconcile that in your brain, because it's kind of hard for me, because normally I'd like to try to give advice, but it's kind of hard for me to even try to give advice because you can't change the way that people see you or the way the world is. The only thing that you can do is be who you are and shine that light brightly and hope that the person that you are, or the example that you want to put out into the world, especially the type of woman that you want to be, hope that rubs off on somebody, or at the very least hope that you get a man that sees that within you, if that makes sense. All right, it's a lot of talking. I don't know if none of this video made sense. I feel like y'all get the point. And this sun, because this is just a lot happening, it's distracting. So I'm gonna see you guys another day, another time. Bye, y'all.
Not ready for the show to end? It doesn't have to. You can head over to my site where you can read hundreds of articles. And also you can feel free to shop my store where I have all of my products for sale. And last but not least, for even more video content, feel free to visit my YouTube channel where I talk about a wide array of content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, stay blessed.
Like a butterfly.